Action games is a blanket term that encapsulates video games across many styles, subgenres, and platforms. Action is habitually added to many genres: adventures, RPGs, shooters, and also encompasses many on its own: beat 'em ups, slashers, platformers. Honestly, why am I even explaining this? If you're a gamer, you know what action games are, and if you're a gamer, you've heard of one of the most revered developers in the action game space: PlatinumGames. When someone thinks about PlatinumGames, it's obvious that what comes to mind first is their best work: their innovative combat systems, fluid, dynamic gameplay, breathtaking set pieces, and oftentimes unconventional narratives. The studio itself was founded in 2006 by Shinji Mikami, Hideki Kamiya, and Atsushi Inaba, renowned developers who sought creative freedom after leaving Capcom. At first it was known as Seeds Incorporated, but shortly became Platinum Games after a merger. The company quickly acquired new talent from the franchises like Resident Evil, Devil May Cry, and Beautiful Joe, and then they set out to revolutionize action games. Their very first title, Mad World, showcased their technical abilities while establishing their future trends and willingness to collaborate with third-party developers. Mad World was written by none other than Final Fantasy's Yasumi Matsuno. In fact, it was his first writing role after leaving Square Enix during Final Fantasy XII's development. But it was Platinum's next several titles that truly put them on the map. Vanquish, an incredibly fluid, fast-paced science fiction project set in the near future, and Bayonetta, a stylish action game that became a cultural phenomenon and spawned several sequels and spin-offs. Ever since then, every big game they made was met with incredible amounts of hype. Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, a spin-off of Konami's illustrious Metal Gear series, was met with a healthy dose of skepticism when it was announced, because Hideo Kojima's name was not directly attached to the project, although the core concept and story were still developed by Kojima Productions. Then there was Nier Automata, a sequel to the cult classic Nier and a spin-off to similarly regarded Drakengard series by enigmatic Yoko Taro. Here they showcased better than anywhere else just how well they can collaborate with outside directors. It was also a major challenge for Platinum Games, being their first open-world game of such a scale, and despite its shortcomings, it became both a commercial and critical success. However, in recent years, the reputation of the studio has significantly diminished. This decline stems from various factors, including questionable management decisions, inconsistent game quality, talent drain, conflicts, and a marked shift away from their core strengths. One primary issue that has hurt Platinum Games is its increasingly inconsistent output. Following the critical and commercial success of Nier Automata, fans anticipated innovative storytelling and tight, responsive gameplay in each subsequent release. Unfortunately, that was not always the case in every following game. Development conflicts, mismanagement, and shifting priorities often led to games not being of required quality. Over the years, the studio also started accepting more and more outsourcing work. And while Inaba has previously stated that this was required for them to keep the lights on and for the superstar game designers to make their best games without reservations, it still strained their resources. Management decisions regarding external partnerships have also negatively impacted the studio's reputation. Platinum has excellent relationship with Nintendo, having delivered numerous exclusive titles to its consoles: The Wonderful 101, Bayonetta, Star Foxes, Astral Chain. However, the relationships with other major publishers have frequently become problematic due to the misaligned expectations and poor communication. Scalebound, the highly anticipated action RPG initially developed exclusively for Xbox, was notoriously cancelled in 2017 due to the development conflicts and mismanagement. Inaba lamented this greatly, stating that it was difficult to deal with Microsoft, but adding that they should have absolutely done a better job as the developers in delivering the product that was expected of them. Kamiya is also on the record, stating that the team did not expect the challenges that came with developing a game of this scale, pun not intended, with a large amount of online features. Another weird one is Granblue Fantasy Relink. Announced in 2016 as a collaboration between Cygames and Platinum, it went through development hell, several iterations and changes, and was eventually taken out of Platinum's hands, finished by Cygames' own Osaka studio. We reviewed the game, by the way, and it's excellent. In addition to all of this, the studio's decision-making process became more reactive rather than proactive, sacrificing quality for quick turnarounds and adherence to market trends. We don't really know what else to ascribe the existence of Babylon's Fall to. It was a live service title published by Square Enix which, from its very announcement faced skepticism, and its launch proved disastrous. The game suffered from repetitive gameplay, lackluster visuals, and a very intrusive reliance on microtransactions. The entire project just reeked of the quick bug chasing and the cash grab. They even borrowed some of the assets from the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV, with an expanded free trial which you can play through the entirety of A Realm Reborn and the award-winning Heaven's Sword and Stormblood expansions up to level 70 for free with no restrictions on playtime. Babylon's Fall ended up having a prophetic name. The game was shut down barely half a year after its release, and in an explanation of its shortcomings, Platinum once again lamented the online features and the team's lack of experience in working on them. The management at PlatinumGames has also played a critical role in this downturn. Internal restructuring, unclear leadership direction, and personnel shifts have significantly contributed to the loss of key talent. The biggest loss is of course Hideki Kamiya, the influential director behind classics like Bayonetta and Devil May Cry. He left Platinum in 2023 amidst rumors of internal conflicts and creative disagreements, and he even had to sit out a year without any project due to the draconian non-compete clause. Since then, he's back to work with Capcom, making an Okami sequel with his studio Clovers. Who brought back my 2007? With Kamiya's departure, the upcoming codenamed Project GG is also no longer happening. It was entirely his brainchild, and some have speculated that creative disagreements on this particular project were the straw that broke the camel's back for the block-happy game designer. Platinum's latest project was playing a second fiddle to Creative Business Unit 3 in their development of Final Fantasy XVI's gameplay. We don't know exactly what their role was in development, but according to the producer Naoki Yoshida, it was sizable. The fact of the matter is, though, that the action game veteran Ryota Suzuki's and Platinum Games' collaboration here left many people wondering as to why the combat system didn't have the depth they expected. Now, with Project GG out of the picture, Platinum only has one announced project in the works: Ninja Gaiden 4. Its significance cannot be overstated. Ninja Gaiden games were the quintessential get-good action games with hellish difficulty and lots of room for mastery. The series itself has seen better days, weird remakes, remasters, and re-releases that add more problems than they fix, leaving the fans begging and praying for something, anything new. And this year, we'll learn that this new will be made by Platinum. And we're left wondering, does the studio even have enough competence left to tackle such legacy? We're not saying that Platinum Games is finished yet, but failure to live up to expectations with Ninja Gaiden 4 could be what solidifies its downfall.